So the first thing to talk about with challenge the process is that it's usually or has to be in a context of a vision. It's very difficult to challenge the process if you don't have a vision, because then it feels chaotic. You don't know where you're going and why you're challenging it. So that's a prerequisite to being able to effectively challenge the process. So when you are challenging the process, there's two key elements to it. It's actually bringing in of the new ideas, and that can be through looking outwards and looking at where other organizations do it. It could be bringing in someone from another department to ask you stupid questions, or it could just be asking fresh questions yourselves. And we did an exercise in the program earlier, as you know, around divergent thinking. So it's just the practice of sometimes sitting down, asking an open-ended question, but refusing to come to a conclusion quickly, and just keep on developing new ideas. So that's the whole realm of new ideas. But if you really look at it, new ideas are not just coming from brainstorming sessions, they're coming from your whole team all the time. They're at the coalface. They're seeing things, new things that might be better. So part of your job as a leader, the second part of challenge the process, is to actually be able to harvest, if you will, those new ideas, those new innovations, and make it safe for people to try new things. And that's very challenging. We've talked quite a lot about that. So how do you create a learning environment where it's safe for people to try new things and make mistakes? The first thing we said is that you need to make it fail safe for people to make mistakes. So how do you make it fail safe? Meaning if they make mistakes trying new things, if they don't sink the organization, or you end up getting sued or something like that. So there's some kind of parameters to the making mistakes. The second thing you guys said in this program was that, you know, when people make mistakes, you shut the learning down really quickly if you judge them personally, you shame them, or you mock them. The other thing is when people make mistakes is to take the time to learn. This is a real failing, and the business excellence model talks about this quite a lot, actually. This failure to learn in organizations. So when projects are done and they didn't quite work, there's this lack of wanting to look and analyze and see what happened. So learning is crucial. Trust is crucial for developing learning environments as well. How do you create that trust as a leader? What we discussed today was you really need to actually be vulnerable. You need to admit your mistakes. You need to make it safe for people to admit their mistakes, and you need to model the way in this sense. So, and the last piece around challenge the process that we didn't really talk about today in this program was that you need to generate small wins. Challenging the process is not necessarily big, massive changes. It actually is often just a long series of little innovations. It's a process, not an event, challenging the process. So I think that pretty much summarizes what challenge the process is about. Is there anything else you can think of? Just considering editing it now. Oh yeah. The other thing about challenge the process is there seems to be a requirement for a certain degree of determination and strength when things fail, and to keep expressing confidence in your team members. Because invariably when you're trying the unknown, which really is what challenge the process is about, it's about the unknown, you're gonna fail, and you're gonna need to keep on trying. And there's a lovely story about Vegemite. I think it took Vegemite about 5 or 6 goes, expensive goes, before they finally actually succeeded in getting it into the marketplace and Australians adopting it. And there's many other examples in our old Leadership Challenge workbook of, I think, Theodore Giesel, the guy who did Cat in the Hat. The first 23 publishers rejected his book. The 24th publisher sold, I think, 6 million copies. So sometimes you need to really persevere, which again is the vision. If you've got that clear vision, your team's got that clear vision, you'll persevere with your changes, because you recognize sometimes there's just no other way to achieve what you care about. So that summarizes challenge the process.